Let's go to Genesis 12, 1 through 3. The Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, your father's household to a land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse, and all the people will be blessed through you." Blessed, happy, joyful, highly favored of God through you. If you want other references, Genesis 18:18, Genesis 22:18, Genesis 26:4. In all those places, God is saying to Abraham, I am choosing Israel, not exclusively. I am choosing Israel, that through them all the nations on the earth will know my favor and blessing. 2 Chronicles 6:32. Now here Solomon had just built the temple, and he's getting ready to dedicate it. So he prays, "As for the foreigner who does not belong to your people Israel, but has come from a distant land because of your great name and your mighty hand and your outstretched arm, when he comes and prays towards this temple, that you might hear from heaven, your dwelling place, and do whatever the foreigner asks of you, so that all the people of the earth may know your name and fear you, as do your own people Israel, and may know that this house I have built bears your name." Didn't Ephesians say we were being built into this house? Well, there's what we're supposed to be doing. There's our call. When somebody comes and is seeking the Lord, then we're the place where time touches eternity. That's what we do. They're going to bring these longings. They're going to bring these heartfelt desires. See, Jesus said, and the word calling actually has two implications. Number one, an invitation. "Come, all you are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest," it says in Matthew. The other one is in John. "If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me, and I will give him living water, and out of him, and he who believes in me, and out of him shall flow rivers of living water." See the idea of an invitation. See, Jesus doesn't have a lemonade stand there. So what is desire? What does thirst really mean? It's a synonym for desire. Now, I'm not talking about the desire like, well, I would like a Whataburger as opposed to Burger King tonight, or I'd like fish as opposed to steak, or I'm not talking about those kind of desires. I'm talking about the desires like Abraham brought. The deepest longings of your soul thirst. I mean, we all have a desire to be loved. Even saved or unsaved. We all want to belong somewhere. Saved or unsaved. We all want to be thought of and known by someone. I was reading the new word now in the dictionary is I'm trying to think of the selfie. Yeah. Selfie. It's a new word. And we might think, man, that's really narcissistic. All these people running around taking pictures of themselves. Look, that's a good selfie right there. Well, selfie. And maybe it is bad because that guy who went down in the plane, remember? And the plane was like going, a plane crashed and the plane's going underwater and the guy's taking a selfie of himself, while they're trying to escape for their lives. But maybe that's a little too far. But really, that's our culture raising their hands saying, I exist. I matter to someone. And it's sad that the only metric is how many likes they get. We're the place that somebody like that can come and we can really love them. Jesus is asking for your soul thirst. He's telling you, look, if you come and you bring that to me, bring that to me. Bring it to me. Then rivers of living water will begin to flow out of your being. And I love this prayer, even though they're building this temple in the epicenter of Israel. And God, even though that they're the chosen people, the idea is there's supposed to be a light in the middle of darkness, so people from every place in the world can find you. I love this. God will answer the prayer of the person who doesn't belong to us, so he can belong to you. See, this is not a new idea. This was the core of everything God said from the beginning of Scriptures. He was never choosing one person in exclusion of another person. He was always choosing one person as a way of including every person. And see, Israel always believed time and time and time again that God had chosen them exclusively and God rejected everyone else. And so Jesus says, look, I'm going to take the kingdom from you and I'm going to go ahead and give it to somebody who will do something with it. And that's what happened. If you read the book of Acts, that's exactly what happened. So that's what Paul's saying, but this is a hard sell, man. In Acts 9 and 10, Peter has to be shown a vision from heaven or he's not going to Cornelius' house. He ain't doing it. Ain't going to happen. And then the next chapter, he has to go and explain himself to the other brothers. Why did you go to Cornelius' house? Well, God showed me this vision. I went, and they got baptized in the Holy Spirit and everything. So God accepted them the same as he accepted us. And that by the end of Acts, Paul, the reason he's in jail, the reason he's in chains, they just could not accept the fact that God would choose an outsider. That God, because they were the chosen people. This goes back in their mindset, and it's hard. It was hard for them. And then you have this group called the circumcision. Yeah, you can believe and you can get saved, but no. You have to be circumcised. And Paul has to fight them. This is a hard pill to swallow for the Jews, even though they're saved. And so the other thing I'd like to point out, let me just drive this home because it's so important. It's so important for our mindset. It really is. So let's go ahead and turn to Matthew 15. Verse 21. All right. It says, leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from the vicinity came to him crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly. See, Matthew makes it very clear right here that she's a Canaanite woman. She's not one of them, she's one of them. She's a Canaanite woman. And so she's crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly. I don't even know how to describe this. This woman is in agonizing pain. I remember when I was at the fire department, I had a call one time at the movie theater. And we walked in there, a lady threw her toddler in my arms, choking on a hot dog. And I locked eyes with her, and the pain in her eyes, the desperation in her eyes. I don't think I'll ever forget it. That's where this woman is. But Jesus did not answer a word. And so I'm thinking, come on, Jesus. Help her out. That silence. You know what it's like to be ignored? But the disciples, they're going to go ahead and fill in that silence for us. So his disciples came to him and urged him. I'm thinking, what would you urge him to do? I mean, after all, he's Jesus. He walks on water, literally. He says to the wind and the waves, and they obey. This is a man who has healed the lepers. He's raised up the paralytics. I mean, it wouldn't even be any effort. All he'd have to do is say, your daughter is healed. It wouldn't even take any effort whatsoever. At least it'd get him out of, even if they weren't that compassionate, wouldn't it at least get her out of their hair? But that's not what they do. Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us. Jesus, send her away. She's in my happy place. She's ruining my day. She's irritating us. Could you please send her away? These guys aren't ready quite yet to take on this mission, to bring life to the world. But he answered, okay, Jesus, it's where you got to come through. I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. Oh, no, Jesus, don't say that. What would Jesus do? He wouldn't do that. I was sent only to, what they heard was, I did not come for her. I came for you. Her pain, her problems are not my concern. I only came to the lost sheep of Israel. And then the woman comes and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. And then Jesus replied, it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Oh, that's not very kind, Lord. You just called this woman a dog. And by the way, being called a dog is an insult. It was an insult 2,000 years ago. It's an insult today. There's some, you read some commentaries and they'll say like, well, Jesus, he wasn't really saying dog. The word could be translated puppies. Jesus tosses bread to the puppies. Now I want you to know that this was as insulting and demeaning and degrading as it sounds. Because Jesus was using a phrase that was common to the day. The religious leaders and Pharisees taught that it was not right to take what belonged to Israel and give it to everyone else, the dogs. And I could hear the disciple, yeah, that's right, Jesus. Who does she think she is? Coming to us, encroaching into our space, messing with our God who's here for us. But this woman, she doesn't give up. Because when you love someone, you don't care how humiliated you are. You will get the help they need at any cost. So she says, yes, Lord. Yes, it is, Lord, she said. But even the dogs eat crumbs that fall from the master's table. Then Jesus said to her, so what she's saying is, look, Jesus, she's not even trying to change anybody's mind about who she is. Yeah, that's right. I'm a dog. I'm a broken, sinful human being. But even the dogs can get the crumbs that fall from the master's table. I'm not asking for a place at the table. I just want the crumbs of God, because I know they'll heal my daughter and give us what we need. Then Jesus said to her, woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted. Your